Hi there, this is Anne. So today we hold a Zoom call and there was some technical issue that I failed to record the meeting. So right now I will redo the market overview. But before we do that, I noticed that there are some members who still don't understand or confused in how to draw the order block or how to trade it. So in my first video, like I said, that I was cherry picking to make the order block which is already happened in the past, so it was easier than done. And then by the time after you watch the video and let's say you see the clear chart like this, and then you were thinking like, okay, what the hell, what should I do now? That happens, so you become confused and you forget what I was talking about in the video. So before I start to review the trading plan, I will try to make a quick summary of what you have to do if you want to trade the order block. The trickiest part for people to choose the swing high and swing low. And that's understandable because choosing high and low can be very subjective and there is no right and wrong. So anyway, I'll try to make it easy what you have to do if you want to trade the order block. The very first step, what to do to pick the right swing high, swing low, that will not confuse you anymore, okay? You need to mark the first 5 starting from the current candle which is running. Okay, so this is obviously high, so you just mark it high or low, it doesn't matter, just mark the first you see, and this is 1, okay, and then this is 2, high, low, the next one should be high, mark it 3, the next one should be low, okay, 4, and the next one high. Just 5 is enough, or even 4 I guess is enough, but let's say 5. So you probably choose here or choose here, it doesn't matter, it's the same, right? So let's say choose here, because the more you practice later, the easier it will be for you to choose which one is swing high, swing low. And believe me, even though I have been trading for over 7 years, when I was not focused, and even until now when I'm not focused, sometimes I'm still get it wrong, you see. And so don't worry, just pick up the clearest high-low for you, and by placing from the current, from the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here's the key. You do not want to make number 1 as your high or low. You do not want to do that. You want to start from 2. Is 2 and 3 is a good high-low? Yes, it is. So let's say you want to make this swing high and this swing low. And then what you have to do after that, you just take the box if you want. You just have to wait for the order block. Either it breaks above or breaks below. Then after that, you will find your order block, right? And then if you think there is already an order block, and let's try. So this is a swing high, moved it to swing low, and then you draw the box. There you go. You already have a breakout, right? So you can choose this swing high, swing low, the easy one. So this break of structure, okay? And because it's break swing low or it's break below, so your order block is the last bullish candle before the breakout happened. In this case, your order block is this one, okay? So right now you are waiting for the retracement to test into this area. So this is your order block, which is your point of interest. Then after you find the breakout, you simply just remove that. If you are very new to the order block trading strategy and still confused to pick up your swing high, swing low, you just do like what I just did from the current one. Again, 1 and then 2, swing high, swing low, just the obvious, the last one until 5, okay, to the previous one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and try one by one, okay? Is this a breakout? But remember, you do not want to use 1, okay? 1 is X. Number 1 is the starting point that you want to forget. You do not want to make it become a swing high, swing low. You know why? Because let's see like this, okay? Let's say you make this become a swing high. This is a swing high and this is a swing low. Is this correct? Yeah, it's correct. But then what happens if it gets higher? You will move it to be higher. And then get higher again. Moved it again. So the question is, when are you going to trade? If you just keep moving there and here. So it's better to look for the swing high, swing low from the previous one and maybe the two previous one. How do I say it in English? Yeah, but you understand what I mean. Just do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one after another, backward, and then look one by one. Usually it's only either 2 or 3 or 3 or 4. Not directly just 1, 2, 3. Not always 2 and 3 point will become your swing high, swing low. Sometimes, like you see in these instances, and then which is I think Ruth asked in the forums. So she saw the swing high, swing low, this and this, which is correct, you know, which is correct. This is a swing high. Okay. Here, this is a swing high, and this is a swing low. This is totally correct, but it will make you lose a chance to actually grab this order block in case this one is working, so the price can touch and go down. So if that happens, meaning that she will have to find, or you will have to wait for another retracement. But if you choose this as your swing low, it is not guaranteed that an order block will always working, right? Regardless, this is gonna work or not. But at least you know that you have several options of swing high, swing low, and then you picked up whichever make you feel comfortable. Probably if you feel comfortable with number 2 and 3, then make it become your swing high, swing low. I'm just saying that sometimes there are hidden swing high, swing low that actually there is already a breakout that you may not see. So that is a way for you if you want to find your order block, because you cannot find an order block just by looking one way. I want to see something that is okay, like this. This is perfect. Now you just see this one way, which is 1, 2. This one is 1 as swing low, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example. Then some people still just see one way like that, which is 1, 2 point, and then decided this is my order block. Where did you get this order block from? Okay, the first rule that you will have to do, you will have to decide the breakout point that make an order block become valid. If you choose this one, either one is not breakout yet, right? Unless if you choose this one, for example, you can wait, right? Maybe it breaks below, then this can become your order block. But right now, there is no breakout, okay? So I hope there will be no more confusion. If you started like from scratch, you know what to do, okay? So you just mark 1, 2, 3, 4, forget about number 1, and you focus 2, 3, or 3, 4. That will be your swing high, swing low, okay? All right, now let's start about the market overview. Let's start from euro dollar. This is what I always do every weekend. So anyway, I will start from scratch, like what to do, like how I do analysis. So first, I usually go to D1 because I'm a day trader. That is to look for the trend or market bias. In this case, my understanding that euro dollar is going down. How would I know that? I just see it just like that. You see, this is going down. Why? Because the market, after a higher high, making lower high, and then making another lower high. When the market create a lower high, there is possibility that the market is making reversal. Well, we never know. It's probably just a giant stop hunting here and then goes up again. That also can happen. But at this point, my bias for euro dollar at the current time is bearish, which is a downtrend, okay? And another thing, what I usually do, I just use the trend line, okay? This is a breakout, retest to, almost it does not really touch the trend line, it doesn't have to. But there is a breakout, usually retest, and then going down again and make a new lower high. So this is confirmed to me that the market is in a downtrend, okay? So for the next week, I will focus on euro dollar to only sell. After I see the bias of market direction, then I'm going to H4. So here on H4, I will mark 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for the sake of the time, I'm not going to mark 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will just mark directly swing high, swing low. Okay, and then so you will understand later after I put a swing high, swing low. Because like I said, you probably see this as a swing high and then this as a swing low, right? In that case, you will wait for the big box to be broken. But what I see right now is this is my swing low and this is my swing high. Why I said this is my swing low, because take a look, this candle broken the previous one, so I usually see candle by candle and follow it. And then why this is a swing high, because take a look, this candle broken the previous one, or even the previous 2, 3, right? So this is become a swing high, right? And here is my swing low, and there is already a breakout in there. So this is break of structure, okay, because it's break below. So my order block is the last bullish candle before the breakout happened. So this is my order block. Okay, this is my point of interest. And what I do after I draw this, I create an alert. Where do I create an alert? Usually at the last low of my order block here, because I'm aiming for sell. Okay, so here, right click, choose trading, alert over here. And I do this in the VPS, and then so I set it up. And then if the price goes back to this zone, and the alert will notify me to my tab, and then so I can go back online. And then I trade it either from H1 below to M15, M5. I usually trade it on M5 when I have time to snipe. If not, I will see the situation. Probably I will just put the pending order on H1 or M30. Or sometimes when you already see the market direction on D1, let's say you go to H4. Now you know you will only sell, right, the next week. But then on H4 you didn't see anything. You can go to H1, okay? Look. In H1, my order block, I can refine it as long as it is in the same zone as the order block from H4. Then, okay, let me make it different color. So that is my order block. You see the difference? So this one is just 5 pips. And here the stop loss, yeah, 15 to 16 pips. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to refine it. And here's the tips for me. When you refine your order block, the more you go down, usually the smaller the order block will be. Like this one from order block H4 is much bigger, and then when you go to lower time frame, in this case only H1, then it's become smaller, right? And sometimes the price, when the downtrend is very strong, the move is very strong, sometimes it doesn't reach to the smaller order block. Probably it reach here and then goes down. So there is positive and negative when you refine your order block into smaller and smaller pips for your stop loss. And then so that's why the best way to trade the order block, it doesn't matter if you cannot find on H4. In this instant I find it on H4 and also in H1, okay? But I will remove it from H1 first. So I put the alert here. When the alert goes off and notify me in my tab, and then I will go back and I will see the situation over here. Then what happens if this order block does not touch? Well, I will just move on. If the market, for example, go up here and then directly go down and break this one, and this one, the zone, does not hit by the price, I just forget this one for a while. So I will just remove it, you know, just to make my chart always clean. I do not want to put so many order blocks that is not being hit yet. I usually look at the market case by case, one by one. Like example, here, this order block, if you see, okay, over here, take a look. Here, this is high, this is swing high, this is swing low, and this is my break of structure. And then my order block is the last bearish candle before the breakout happened, and it did not touch, right? So if this did not touch, I just forget and I moved on, and then sometimes someday, probably after, because this is on H4, it could be few weeks or maybe few months, I don't know. So whenever the price going down and then you look left and there is a big space, okay, whenever there is a big space, meaning that the market will fill it in, you just look left. Is there possible an order block that's not being hit? It will probably hit here to bounce back above, right? And by the time you can start placing here a new alert, okay? And so you do not have to place so many alerts there and here, and it will confuse you. And that is why it is very important for you to to mark your order block and set the alert. So by the time the alert goes off, and then you take a look why the alert goes off, you understand from where and where is your point interest, okay? I will give you an example, okay? Here again, like for example, here my order block over here, it doesn't hit, right? The market keep going up very strong. And then what happened is it actually make a new break above. If I make this as a swing high and then this as a swing low, right? And then there is a new break of structure. Yeah, the new breakout is just the same. So now there is a break of structure, and then so my order block become the last bearish candle before it happened. And here's the thing I want to remind you. If the next candle of the order block has a wick, you can make this become the order block. Sometimes you can do that too, okay? So it's become like 50% from here to here, like 1, okay? If you move it like 1, because it's too big, so you can make it like 50%, okay? In this case, it's probably still hit a stop loss, but again, if you snipe, this is from H4, there is possibility you will get a snipe, but you will get another breakout from a smaller time frame. There will be a nice order block from small time frame, okay? So I just want to show it to you. If this break above, so what I do, I just forget and I will remove all this, okay, just to clear my mind and then see everything clearly based on the condition, okay? So you do not have to wait and let it go. No, you will have so many boxes and that will confuse you. Well, actually it's up to you, but this is me, you know. So if one order block did not hit by the price, move on. There are a lot of order blocks happens in the future, okay? Another thing, when you want to trade, when you put the order block from H4, usually you can put pending order on H1 or M30, okay? You do not always have to snipe, okay? Now, here's the thing. Actually, this is the most important thing before you think this is a good order block, okay? Now, you already know that the market bias is a downtrend, right? In this case, you can decide how you take profit. So when you see this is your main order block, you just look left. If you sell, for example, from here, where is the last low that you see? It will be this, right? Imagine if the market goes up, you sell from here. Where is your last low? This is your last low. Where is the second last low? This is your second last low. The next one, this one. So this is your take profit 1, this is your take profit 2, and this is your take profit 3. Sometimes there will be 4 or 5, it doesn't matter, okay? So since the market is bearish, you can always aim the lowest part, okay? So usually if there is another break above over here, you still can take it, the counter trend, you know, you still can buy, but you do not want to aim the last high, because on D1 the market bias is bearish, okay? So it's safer. And then another thing, what you have to be careful or to calculate for your money management, you will want to measure, like for example, look, from the order block to the last low, how many take profit you can get. In this instant, you can get, let's say 1 to 5, okay? I said in the previous video, when you trade the order block, you do not want to take profit less than 1 to 5. You want to take profit minimum of 1 to 5. Okay, if you snipe, usually you will get more. Just measure from your point of interest or from your order block to the last low. If it is less than 5, don't trade it. You know why? Because that will give you a very high risk reward ratio, and the strategy will become really good in the long term for your account. Okay, it's for the health of your account. Now imagine this, you have 10 trades. Okay, let's say your winning rate is only 20%, meaning you lose 8 and you win only 2. Okay, but if you already master the order block, I don't think you will have that kind of experience unless the market is really bad, But imagine the market is really bad, so you lose 8 trades in a row and then you win only 2. So let's say you risk 1%, okay, for easy calculation. So meaning you lose 8% and then you win 2, that make you 10% because each of them make you win 5%. So 5 times 2 is 10%, and then minus the losing trade, which is 8%, you're still positive. You know how difficult it is to find a strategy that can have 60 to 40? There, now you have 80 to 20. So that's why you do not want to risk less than 1 to 5, okay? Even better that if you can aim 1 to 10, 1 to 15, that if you snipe. I usually enter on H1 when I have time, then I go to M5 there to get 1 to 15, 1 to 10. Like I said, for me, when I get 1 to 10, well, that's enough for my spot, and then so I will just quit. Okay, you can also do this when you reach the lowest point, or at least 1 to 5, for example, of your trade. If you have this tool like me, it's belong to my husband, you can get it at StarseedFX.com. You just can close partial. Okay, so you close, let's say I have one lot, okay, and then it's already reached 1 to 5. I just click partial, and then so when I click this, it's already reached 1 to 5, and my lot is 1 lot. When I close that, I will close half of it. I will bank about 0.5 lot, and then the rest 0.5 lot will still running. Okay, so you are risk free, or even then you can just move to break even, and then it risk free. Either you hit your 1 to 10 or 1 to 15, probably, yeah, I don't know, maybe 1 to 12 if you enter directly, in this case from H4, but I don't recommend that, you see. So imagine then if you go to H1, let's say the market was so nice to you this week, and let's see your risk reward. Let's go again. You see, about 1 to 15, right? Here, when I reach over here 1 to 5 on H4, and then on H1 become 1 to 15. And then another thing, some people always ask me like how to use this Fibonacci tool. Okay, here there is a stop loss, entry, take profit 1, 2. So this, it means like 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5. And this is so easy. So you can pause this video and then take a screenshot. Okay, here's the Fibonacci setting that I changed. What you do, you just click on the Fibonacci and draw it anywhere. Okay, you click, you right click, and then click Fibo properties, and then delete everything over here. If someday you want to trade back using Fibonacci, you just click into default. So it will come back to default, so you don't have to be worried. But right now, if you want to make a risk reward like me, like this, for order block trading, you just delete everything in here. Okay, just choose delete, choose one, delete. Okay, you make level 0 description entry, and then level 1 description stop loss, and then -1 for take profit 1, -2 for take profit 2, -3 for take profit 3, etc. Okay, you can make it up to 50, 100. It is up to you. Anyway, so you already know my trading plan for euro dollar. The next week I will focus on sell. All right, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.